Light Collective, much love and light to you. So it is Sunday. Y'all know that at least on Sundays, not just on Sundays, we are usually talking self care as part and parcel of our lifestyle. Yes, lifestyle, and that is, say it for those in the back, self love. All right. So much love and light. And all right, let's see. I have a few synchronicities for you guys. Yikes. All right. And I want to make sure I don't leave any one of them out. So bear with. So I did have a couple of angelic realm synchronicities, you guys, namely the code of 1212. All right, does reduce down to a very important 3-3 energy, just saying, okay? You might want to look up those angel numbers, all right? Look up those angel numbers, would you? They really help round out the messages, you guys. So serious. And then, like, if I had to like kind of give the overarching energy an angelic code or like angel number of the day, perhaps it's giving 1010 high key, you guys. All right. Um and we got some cards with some other angelic code synchronicities, and I will get into those as guided. Um but I also wanted to say that because I feel like this one I might forget. There's this song by Bobby Farron. Did I put the Mick on his name? Wait, hold on a second. Oh, wait, hold on, because I really don't want to be even accidentally disrespectful. Hold on one second. I said McLaren. It might not even. What if that is his name, though? Now I have to fix it. Hold on. Hold on, you guys. No, I think it is. Wait, hold on a second. Let me put the song in. Okay, it had a Mick. I was like, am I just being funny on that one? Okay, so Bobby McFerrin, no respect. Or no respect. No disrespect, to be clear. Much respect. All right. Has a song called Don't Worry, Be Happy. And gosh, after I struggled to even get that out, it must be the case that in current energies, you guys are feeling like, yeah, freaking right, right? Like maybe you guys even tried that song where it's like, okay, let me just raise my vibe. And then it just still didn't, wasn't enough to like get you there. Okay, no worries, right? Um, just because the energies are like harsh or even, dare I say, dense, doesn't always mean that that translates back into like being your fault or you even being the origin of same. All right, same deal with like thoughts, go figure, right? As well as emotions. And right now, with the current dispensation, the current energies, and Mercury being in retrograde, okay, honey bun, they're just not always going to be sweet energies out there right now. That's okay, right? However, you do want to do your part to make sure that you feel grounded enough to still feel things like, I don't know, safety and peace, right? In spite of there not necessarily being like a whole heaping host of that like just outside your door, perhaps, right? um and so, it's kind of giving the old adage, it is what it is, right? But also it's kind of giving me the remembrance of something that Kim Russo recently said in one of her recent interviews on, I forget the name of the podcast, so sorry, but I know you can find the video evidence at least somewhere on YouTube. And basically the premise was like, it was asked of her like what she would say in times of what is seemingly things like strife and horror, right? And or if someone were to attempt to bring bad news, perhaps, right? And I'm just brought to remembrance that she said something to the effect of, after receiving the information or the proposal, dare I say, she just retorted back that she would reply, at least energetically, right? Maybe mentally, if not verbally, that may be true, but not on my timeline, right? So, this also goes back to some aspects of Bashar's teaching, those that are familiar with him, the interstellar alien, as channeled by Daryl. I forget his last name, forgive me. But, we've got obviously those that know an innumerable amount of variability when it comes to just any one incarnation, any one walk of life, you might say, right? Always on the back end of choices and vibrational frequencies. And so, it does make sense that you could, to some degree, choose, how you are affected by what is proposed to be in existence out there, as well as what is proposed to be the only truth. And I was recently listening to, I think it was actually, if I'm being honest, the very last uploaded message. I know it had to do with identity theft, you guys. But I don't really remember everything that I channel, obviously. Like, I feel like if you did, I don't know if you'd actually be channeling, kind of thing. But there was made mention even in that, the understanding that, there are, essentially people that can witness the same year, right? Or dispensation, or season, or month, right? Timeline, you might say. But there's these variabilities. And so, when even two beings might look back on, let's say, even this month, even though we're still very much in the throes of the beginning of it, okay, might have two totally different experiences, in spite of the president being who the president is, in spite of, it being the month of November in the year 2025, right? You get what I'm saying with that. So I'd be mindful that you do have, you know, you don't necessarily have charge or choice over all, but you always have charge and choice over your reaction, and or whether or not you're going to feed into something, or just the same deal on the other side of that coin, whether or not you're going to climb out of something, whether or not you're going to discipline yourself out of something, and there is a level of discipline needed, you guys, when you're talking about, retraining the brain. You want a higher vibrational experience, and you realize, well, you'd have to be a lot more positive to get that. It's going to take some freaking retraining if your natural go-to is cynicism, right? It's like, oh yeah, right, men always blah blah blah, women are always dot dot dot, right? And it's like, you gotta stop speaking that crap, right? Because it's not even producing what you want. And so it would take a level of discipline to discipline your mind and that tongue as well, perhaps, right? And you guys, what you are thinking and speaking on, you are creating. So if men are always dot 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 and women are always blah blah blah, or vice versa, then you've got to ask yourself, why are you creating that? Especially if you don't like the experience that that creates. Makes sense? So welcome in Guide F1C7. Welcome Nasimali. Much love and light, you guys. Here's the sitch. I'm already channeling, so take whatever you are here to take from, right? Your intuitive selves would know that, wouldn't you? Okay, so I am in the throes of delivering a general collective message. Hopefully, you've signed up to be part of the collective, so you're really honoring its energy and claiming it as your own. All right, take what you can make sense of it as you will. Much love and light. So, and you guys, guess what? Just keeping the inner child vibes alive, right? You guys, those that know, you do have to stay connected to your inner child. It does not matter your age, all right? But it does matter if you want things like abundance and like prosperity, and like, you want to be in alignment with the higher frequencies, the higher versions of yourselves. You still got to bring that inner child. And guess what? I found a Grilly over the weekend. I named him Grilly, but he kind of reminds me of like that character. I can't remember the name of that movie, but it was about zoo characters, and Gloria was the. Oh gosh, I'm gonna have to look that one up, because there's this one character, Moto, and I know that was a hippo. Hold on. Oh, it's from the Madagascar franchise, the Madagascar movies, and there's this one really large hippopotamus dude on there, and that's what gorilla actually really reminds me of, because of his body habitus. But he's pretty cool, you guys, because not only does he assist me with connecting with my inner child, but it's actually a stress reliever situation, right? So, life and its energies can get a little dense. Maybe you just need to find an outlet to just kind of connect with, as well as simultaneously ground, okay? Find what works for you guys, but what's not going to work for you guys is just trying to like avoid and ignore. It's going to cause delays. And that's what we're actually talking about in this afternoon's general collective message for Self Care Sunday. But for those that perhaps won't resonate with a lover's situation, perhaps with a twin flame reunion, stick around. I really do hope you do, because we've got lots to talk about. And there is something out of this message that you most assuredly can take with you and produce your own fruit in your own path. Okay. Now, for those that will resonate with perhaps this type of lover situation, connection, which is like a really significant word coming through for today's message, connection. And I get that in current energies, there doesn't really seem to be one. All right. But for those that are resonating with that, I do have a message from this person. If they were to actually appear before you, if they were to actually reach out, send a message, what they might say or what they'd like to say, channeled from their higher selves. All right. So I do hope you stick around. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and ring the bell for the free tarot messages. And for those that maybe don't know that, maybe you don't know the rules, and heads up, there are rules attached to how you are able to get your free tarot message today with your girl, all right, on a live stream, just saying. And so you're going to want to check those out. If you're saying, I don't know where they are, I'm going to let you know where they are right now. They're in the description box, which is listed below this video and any other video you may find on this channel. All right. And you're going to want to scroll down in that box, you guys, for what is titled live stream rules. At the moment, we don't seem to have any moderators on with us to be able to better assist you, but please, if you know where the description box is and you're able to follow along the rules, that's well and good. And I appreciate you for that. If you're not following the rules, you will not receive a free message. That's not me being unkind. This is me being clear that the rules must be followed. Okay. Much love and light, you guys. And if there are no actual questions yet, please know that the bell will again ring before I hop off on the live stream. No worries. I will just continue on with the general collective message in the meantime until someone does have a question. All right. But I thought this little guy was pretty cute. You guys like him? You can pull him around like all sides. Crazy, right? And he just always like, I don't know, he's built for this. And he's got these cute little feet. Look, they're so cute. All right, you guys. So I don't see anyone asking a question. No worries. I will continue with the general collective. All right. It's why I'm here. Anywho, no worries. Okay. So whoever I'm speaking either to or about, okay. So whether you are going to resonate with this on a personal note, or you know someone, all right, connected to you, or maybe in some form of discord with you on the other side of this situation, connecting to this lover's situationship, okay? So you could be Virgo, or I could be talking about a Virgo, and what you maybe don't know up ahead, like not 3 seconds from now necessarily, not even 3 days or 3 weeks, maybe 3 years though, or less, significant other is looking to propose to you, all right? And this definitely connects and ties into the message today. So stick around if that is you, Virgo, just saying. We've got Taurus coming out. Let me just double check because I feel like I had more and I want to be sure. 1 second. Okay. So you could know a Taurus here, or you could be a Taurus. Taurus, irregardless, right? If that's you, the situation is that you have been really pining after a collective member, all right? Or take how it resonates here, but it's really giving this Taurus is pining after a collective member, and this may be unbeknownst to collective member, okay? But in the absence, in the separation, the heart definitely has grown fonder here. regarding Taurus's version of the way they view you in the connection currently. I have to say it that way because I mean, you guys might have walked away because they just were not acting like they understood the assignment, whether they understood it or not. Just saying, right? Taurus. Anyways, moving along. There's heavy Aries placements coming through here for this collective energy, whether this is on the part of the collective specifically or collective's person. All right. And abundance is definitely attached to this energy of Aries. Okay. Um, this feels almost like a sidecar message, whether or not you resonate with the actual lover situation or not here, Aries. But you need to know, like, whatever you've been placing your hard work at is actually going to give some sort of breakthrough energy. And there's some significance to an elderly woman, whether on this side of the veil or not, okay, that either is attached to you or was attached to you. All right. I think I'm saying it that way because it's like may not, it may or may not be in the physical sense. Either way, this woman feels attached. And it could be your mom. All right. Um, she wants you to know that you most assuredly like make them proud, but like you, because it's almost giving like this energy of like there's this milestone up ahead, Aries, and it's like you would really want to know in your heart of hearts that like mom or maybe dad would a know about that and number two be proud just the same about whatever is in your future. It's something that's yet to happen, whether you're aware of something that you're like creating or cultivating for this to happen about or not. Because I'm also getting this energy of like your parent or parents here being in the energy of protecting as well as ushering the assistance regarding that next milestone for you, and whatever it is, it produces like money. And also of course your parent or parents being proud, right? Like it's going to be like when that happens, do not question, remember this message because that's the truth. And they again like are ushering that in as well as protecting whatever that like lucrative milestone is for you, Aries. Okay. Sagittarius is also an energy here. Okay. And your spiritual guidance team, your higher self here, want you to know, yes, you do have good luck, whatever that means. I feel like good luck is just another term for like being connected to divinity. You know what I'm saying? Aren't we all lucky there? you know? But I digress. There is some aspect of wish fulfillment coming regarding this connection, which definitely ties into today's union, if you will, here, Saggies, just saying. All right. But there's some aspect to like wish fulfillment coming in regarding that union, but as well as like on the other side of you, like stepping up to the plate and I don't know why I'm hearing balls deep. I don't know exactly because I like balls deep. I heard it and I tried to make it like have the context of like 10 toes down and I'm like, no, but that's not what they're saying. They're saying balls deep. So I don't understand what that channeling is talking about, Sagittarius. Perhaps you do, and you that's cool. You keep that. I don't know. I don't need to know everything, you guys. Okay, just saying. So there's that, but also like again, wish fulfillment energy on the other side of like whoever these Saggies are, the Sagittarius is to stand up to your family and be like, I love them. like this is my person. We are a thing. Like you can't you can't squelch something that already is. It just is. Love just is, just the same as love conquers all. And we will be talking about that again later on during this session, you guys, whether you're Sagittarius or not. That's the truth. And we've got Capricorn energy out here. And I'm just getting with this. You could be seeing a ghost. You could have had or will be having some form of ghost encounter. But really, what I got was you may think that's the case, but that's like your grandparents in spirit going, you better like fix this and like apologize. You better like own up. You better stop avoiding kind of thing, Capricorn. All right. Whew. I was talking to someone just yesterday, I believe it was, about how strong they are because they, um, they refuse to cry. They refuse to allow that door to open. They refuse that undoing. And I mean, from my perspective, like just quite honestly, not even like picking on anyone, I'm just saying that's a lot of strength because for me, I mean, especially like being an empath, like it's not the easiest to just be like, no, I'm gonna feel all of that, but I just won't cry. Like that takes an immense amount of strength, I think. Not in the sense of like crying is weak, because I think it's also at the same time why people try to avoid it. But it's like you can be strong at strength as well as strong at weakness. You know what I mean? And I feel like if more people could realize that, as well as like simultaneously realizing how they are strong in weakness, maybe they could flip that around all the more faster and get into a position of being strong about their strengths. You know what I mean? Just as like some form of cheat code. But even that too is easier said than done. I get that, right? Love and light, cat goddess. Aquarius energy is here. All right. And someone, Aquarius, might be mistaking you for somebody famous. All right. Probably because you got that main person character energy and, you're destined for that kind of life and stuff. Just saying. But you might actually get, it might even be tongue in cheek, like Hardy Har. Can I have your autograph here, sir? Can I have your autograph here, sis? But hey, stranger things have happened. Just saying. Scorpio energy coming out, whether this is you, collective member, or not. Something about your neighbor showing up unannounced. Now this could be, they you open the door and it's all like, so this is love, but might not be. So take that as it resonates, right? Like you've been having problems with Skippy down the block, right? Like just probably don't open the door for Skip. You know what I'm saying? Like let's make it make sense, right? Don't start none, won't be none, though, Skippy. Just saying, right? But I digress. We've got Leo energy coming out here, and Leo, I don't know how sticky you want it. Just saying, but you could find yourself in a sticky situation. This could be pleasurable, right? Or not. And that's up for you to fuck around and find out, I suppose, Leo. I'll leave you to that with your intuition, of course. You guys, your intuition should never be gagged and bound in the back of anybody's trunk. Just saying, it is your super best to use it at all times. All right. And Gemini, gems, you got to watch the pictures you're sharing. All right. Because some of them nudes or whatever, what you got on that camera roll might be leaked. All right. Not trying to be word cursy, just trying to be protective. Right. Energy is fluid. So that card could never, ever, ever come out for you again. Right, Gem? Yeah, if you're smart about things starting now is what it's given. Just saying. Just saying, you guys. All right. Now, long story short, you guys have to follow along with this one because the self-care Sunday message is interwoven and laced in this kind of, should I say entanglement? We'll say connection. That's really the word. That's probably why that came. Yeah, we'll say connection, right? I think because, in all likelihood, if you were to go off of your natural eye, right? If you were to go off of your call log, right? Your email chain and, dates and times, right? There doesn't appear to be much of this at all, right? And yet the connection stands. Now, in current energies, I do see, and feel a lot of, if I had to connect a color to current energies, I would say it would be like slate gray, like a bluish gray, like a Howard Trine, right? But interestingly enough, kind of along the lines of this color, whenever I was meditating over this particular yarn tarot, yeah, this yarn tarot deck, the backs of the cards just kept popping out this color, this color, this color. And I guess that it does tie into the color I did just describe, but also whilst meditating over this deck, Archangel Michael came through in quite highlighted significance. So you could be calling out on Big Mike, all right? As you should. No worries there. No judgment, only love and light. Just saying. He's pretty cool and pretty effective. Those are understatements. Um, but I digress. You could be a person of color, doesn't have to be the case. I'm seeing all tones out here. Anywho, um, but maybe somebody of color just needed that to be highlighted, right? Not coming for anyone, just here to serve all, if that makes sense, okay? But really, in your current energies, you're seeking balance, or are you? This is questionable because this particular seeking energy came out over top of the balance card, right? With a question. And this could be connecting to heart chakra energy as well, all right, with that amount of green. Also, um, speaking of, you could be an earth placement, all right? There could be some significance to pine cones. For some reason, Piney jumped out of where Piney was being housed and wanted to land on that Two of Pentacles deck as well. I mean, Two of Pentacles card as well, all right? So this could also be a sidecar message to please go ground, right? If you got to go find a pine cone in the forest, do that. It's not going to harm you none, all right? Just saying, it's going to help a lot. Just saying, right? And it's going to help you ground, and it's going to help you feel like, you are capable of not only seeking, you know, reaching out for messages, but also to receive them. And there is some balance being asked of you in either your perception and or your actions, referable to both receiving as well as giving. All right. Some of you are still climbing out of that people pleasing energy, and this is what's leading you to feel alone. This is what is affecting the joy and stability of your current energies right now. All right. And this could also be affecting your, aspects of feeling worthy, which can definitely tie into the union being affected that we're going to look at today. But Spirit wants you to know, regardless, and your higher selves want you to know, regardless, that the truth of the matter is love in its purest form abounds. Love abounds. All right. Service, not necessarily abounds. Lip service definitely does not abound. Okay. But love in its purest form abounds. Okay. Like every time you can test it. Someone is being asked to step up to the plate. Okay. They've been hiding feelings. Okay. They've been sitting on them. They're watching. And it's almost like they're watching and waiting. Watching and waiting and hoping and praying and watching and waiting and hoping and praying. And it's like, it's not going to work. Like, what are you talking about? You'd have to get up, stop watching, right? Stop praying and start commanding, right? Like everything that you're not doing. And you want this brighter, lighter days. Okay. You want the victory over what? Your wish freaking fulfillment. Okay. Well, you'd have to balance ish out so that you can feel worthy enough to come in and receive and be backed by divine forces to go get that baddie. Just saying. All right. Now, there's some aspect of divine guidance, and you've been seeing synchronicities of this. Now, 1919 is the number on the card. It also reduces down to that 1010, which I've already described as the angel number of the day, folks. And on top of it, we've got a 1010 card. Just saying. All right. And this is talking about alignment with purpose. You need to go on ahead and receive the divine guidance, accept the divine guidance to the point where you action it out, okay? So that you can be officially in alignment as you're being called, dare I say, commanded to be with that beautiful purpose of yours. Ooh, confirmation. All right. You not doing this has affected your creative expression. It has affected not being word cursey here, just trying to be like matter of fact from what I've seen in the cards. Um, I still don't want to say all because I'm not sure because I actually didn't count them, but like 7 or 8 of them chakras. Okay, that's a lot for those that aren't like. I wanted to say all the chakras. Just saying. And self love is coming out now. See, it's Self-Care Sunday is part and parcel of our lifestyle, which is that of this. Please remember that part. All right, because you not actually self-loving on a consistent, dare I say, disciplined type of schedule, mindset, and understanding, as well as effort, is affecting your love life and your connection, both to inner wisdom as well as this person. All right, yet you've got inner wisdom. And at least in current energies, you've got the ability to allow for love to actually abound, which means you've got this person. Are you worthy of that? When you felt that, did it feel good to know you got this person? Or did you almost shudder like, oh, it's still a possibility, even though it's something, someone you want? Because you'd have to check that. That's kind of what we're talking about this whole time, as to why we're still in this uh, waiting zone, right? It's almost like it's giving airplane hangar kind of energy, not in the greatest, most thrilling sense. Just saying, okay? It could be some significance to pilot energy. Maybe you just recently took a flight or you just recently scheduled to do so. All right. On the other side of you communicating effectively with self, with source, and vice versa, though. Like there's some, you can't just be the one going, I'm just going to go to my prayer room and I'm going to blah, blah, blah. Do you know how many times, whenever I was inside of the religious community, Holy Spirit told me to basically, like, can you just stop? Like, could you shut up a little bit? Like, I love you so much, but like, shh, 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 shh. And it was only in those moments where I got like the most amount of downloads and like the most like encouraging words. Wasn't necessarily whenever I was in church on the pew waiting for the preacher to interpret what God could give me directly, right? But I had to get out of the mindset of I should give my sacrifice. All I have is me, and I'll just blah 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 blah. And it's like the whole time God's like, "Can you allow for me to give to you?" Please, like, otherwise why come to me if you don't want me to give to you? That's so unrequited. You know, you definitely don't want to have, irregardless of whether or not you subscribe to be religious, spiritual or not, you don't want to have an unrequited uh connection of any kind, all right, with divinity, such to the point where you're not receiving now, or even vice versa, you're never giving. Right? There's got to be balance. And so how would you even try to separate the way that you should have an unrequited, the way that you should have a non-unrequited situationship with divinity? Same deal for people. Stop accepting those unrequited situations, right? Because at the end of the day, it comes back to the way that you feel that you're worthy or not of that kind of experience. And then you've got to be authentic with yourselves. Like, is that what I want? Is that even what I desire? Does it make my skin crawl or not? Right? Like, am I okay with this experience? And what all ever that means, what all ever you're creating, quite frankly, regarding your beliefs. Okay. And so there's some aspect of like communication with divinity as well as self that is almost like it's giving prerequisite energy towards getting to this communication with this one. And it's someone that you love. You love them because love in its purest form abounds. Love in its purest form doesn't ever become not love anymore. It just is what it is, right? And so there's prosperity attached to this connection. There's prosperity attached to this mindset. There's prosperity attached to this communication with self, divinity, and this other, okay? Or others, for those that really resonate with having to get, family, kind of told, like, this is what it is. If you got a problem, talk to divinity about it. Test that, right? A lot of people that claim to, especially in certain sects of people, to know exactly what God is saying. They're clueless as to what God is really saying. They're too busy perverting what they want God to be saying on their behalf for their own agendas, right? And I get it. The other side of that same coin is there's a lot of templating. If you're told since you came out your mama that, basically you're a piece of crap unless God actually should be kind enough to you to love you someday until you mess that up, kind of thing. If that's all you've ever heard, known, and such a point where you've co-created that experience with others because of your strong believability in it, it can be quite convincing that that's the case. And still, the truth remains. And the truth is available for you to honor. And you are being asked to honor that truth, is what this message is giving. All right, 1212, speaking of love and unity. I did also get that through my own channeling today. I gave that message prior to the 1010. And again, 1212 reduces to that 33. That's a really magnanimous, super effective type of angelic code. Speaking of ascended masters, being an assistance of this, but also asking you to honor this contract. I don't know about you guys. I wouldn't want to like find out like, oh crap, there's like a few ascended masters like with their eyes on me in any kind of which way or form because I'm not doing what I said I would do here. You know what I mean? Like I feel like on a personal note that probably wouldn't feel good or safe or stable. You know what I mean? And as I look down, I see this 3131. All right. Um energy talking about inner peace. Yeah, I don't know whether this is you collective member or not. If you would find you know, inner peace outside of allowing love to actually abound, allowing yourself to be, in an authentic state to honor I'm trying to say the contract, but I heard the codes, and many of the 144,000, you're templated and blueprinted with these codes, especially those that subscribe to the twin flame journey, the double mission, as it were. All right. So you're being asked to go on ahead and do whatever you got to spiritually grow up into these bridges about, whether guy, girl, what have you here. But this is, I'm hearing buddy. Maybe that's somebody's name. Maybe somebody's, grandparents or ancestors talk to them like that, like buddy, but like in the sense of like, fix yourself, fix yourself, right? You are divinely protected, yes, but you've got cards about divine guidance here, okay? And why are there so many about that? Shouldn't you already know that? Because you do. And that's, yeah, see? Okay. So you're being asked to seek balance and honor the inner strength that's already in there. Like, if you didn't have inner strength, I don't really care who you are, what your name is, what family you belong to or not, if you have any, or where you're going. And really, okay? If you didn't have any inner strength, you would not have made it here. I'm so convinced. You wouldn't have even made it to this part of the message. We've been on here over half an hour. Okay, just saying. All right, now whatever forgiveness of self and others you gotta implement here, right? Maybe you have to forgive a family in order to even be able to eke out these words about like, hey, from now on, this is me honoring my path. If you can't honor my path, you cannot honor me. If you cannot honor me, you cannot be in my path. Like, seriously, dead ass, that's the case. That's the vibe. That's the authentic nature of your higher selves coming through here. And that is a connection you are also being asked to honor. This isn't just about you riding off with your, chosen one, as it were, right? Um, but you've got not only this prosperity, this abundance attached to this, you honoring, going with the flow and honoring this connection and whatever else it brings. Well, it's going to bring angelic blessings. You could be seeing 2222 in synchronicity of this. All right. We saw 777 with forgiveness and 2727 reducing to 99 with inner strength. And 99 talks about new beginnings, transformation, travel away from the old paradigm, away from the old timeline, perhaps away from the old earth. Okay. And really, we're not talking hopping rocks. We're talking about consciousness, shifting consciousness to the higher vibrational most desired outcomes. And there are many outcomes available to you. That's why it's really important to do the work so that I'm right where I want to be, not just where you found yourselves, honey. Just saying, okay? Trust your intuition. 13, just one of those is a highly significant, highly spiritual ranked type of angelic code there. Just saying. It's not an unlucky situation. And when you got two of them and reduce it down, you got literally an angel angelic code 4-4. All right, talking about angelic realm assistance, angelic realm protection, as well as wish fulfillment energy. These are things you don't want to just avoid. So you shouldn't. Okay. 666, balance and harmony. Now you could be again a person of color, and or you could have been in a previous lifetime, particularly held within ancient Egyptian civilization, of that melanin variety. Just saying. Okay. You could be seeing 666 or 555, which, even if you add those up, speak to new beginnings. And the 555, you're being asked to embrace change And yes, it's life-altering change. I mean, you only need one of them. You got three of them at least you're seeing. At least once. Because I'm hearing some of you have been seeing 555 repeatedly, right? This is, it's time. Okay? Changes now. All right? It literally says changes in the air, embrace it. Just saying, right? But this would be the prerequisite for manifesting your dreams, not your problems. Right? Some of you got problems because you know what I'm saying? You were ignoring and avoiding communication and change, right? So divine's got to put the pinch on you, not because you're hated by God, right? But because you are divinely guided. So there's that. All right. Cultivate gratitude because, again, this isn't just about what divine wants. You get perks at this, like freaking wish fulfillment, the person that you love anyhow. You get freedom. You get breathe, right? I don't know who you are, but you need a woosah, get a release or something. All right. Take the pressure off, man. Put the bricks down, bruh. Like, okay. Because you feel all clamped up inside and it's not. I mean, I get it. This is more than just feeling lonely though, this clamp. I don't know what. You could be like feeling like closed off really, okay? Even from divinity right now in current energies because you're not balanced in your giving and receiving. You know, you can't be take and then just feel like you're on the great side of karma always. Go figure. Just like you can't give, and always feel like you're on the great side of karma. Go fucking figure, right? How true is that, you guys? I hope somebody's getting this. So in that balanced state, you don't really get to the point of questioning, am I in the good side of karma? Because you're in the flow state. It's obvious you're like in freaking alignment, right? It's obvious you're manifesting your dreams. You can see it. You're like, oh, I gotta go to Walmart today. I went to parking spot on the left over there because the right side is crazy, right? Boop, there it goes. That's how you can tell you're in the flow state. Shit gets easy. Makes sense? And it gets easy when you master how much you're giving versus how much you're receiving. Some of you need to have boundaries so that you can receive more. Go figure. Like, no, I refuse this so that I can receive more. Cheat code for somebody. Just saying. All right. Especially in the realm of love. All right. Even therein, you've got to have balance of your own masculine and feminine energy. Right. Everybody's got to get a turn there. You can't be just so rigid and so disciplined and so stern and so ready to hunt and produce food for the table and never have a feeling, never have a care or concern about the other, right? That would be not okay. Right? Just like somebody can't always be so, oh, honey, what are you thinking about now? What would you like to think about now? How about tomorrow, honey? Right? You can't always be in any one form of energy and such to the point where it overarches all the other aspects of self and call yourself inside of balance because that's not the truth and that would not be the case. You would not be balanced. But man, oh day, when you guys are balanced, it's giving flow state energy. All is well. Everyone is happy. There is connection to self, others, and the divine. And even those experiences still allow you to continue to cultivate gratitude. This is your spiritual awakening, right? Makes sense. It makes sense you want to kind of get all like up in arms, perhaps against the collective member here for those cross watchers, or vice versa, however this resonates for you. Because this person came to you as a catalyst. Why? Well, you had sacral chakra blockages. Multiple, just into one chakra. Okay, what other chakra? Well, we got the crown chakra. We've got the third eye chakra. Solar plexus chakra. Oh my goodness. So you wanted to you big mad because they came around and assisted your arse with all of these chakras, right? I said 8 and it's 4 chakras. Oh, but I said multiples for each of those. So it's, hey, it's given blockages, multiple, right? I just wanted to count them because I was like, I don't really know. I know I did not count them previously. That's so funny. But again, with you getting into the flow state, sir, ma'am, bro, sis, okay. You get well-deserved reward. It's not even like the divine's like, hey, we hate you unless you do this, right? But at the same time, don't you want this? Because like all of your wish fulfillment and like the ability to have like the highest timeline outcome seems to be attached to this. I don't want to be word cursy. I'm just trying to read the energy with the cards and use my own intuition here as I should, because I came to do just that because I was called, right? Speaking of fulfilling purpose here, you too can fulfill your purpose. What is this, a commercial for Divinity Lightworkers Unite? Yes, it is. Okay, so if that's you, please be sure you at least hit the like and subscribe here because this is your people, all right? The High Vibe Tribe, just saying, all right? And again, something coming through about this divine guidance, again, Ascended Master-ish, because go ahead and reduce 2121 down. I'll wait. It's given a number 33 again. And if those 33s, because there were two of them at least, weren't enough, you got another two more coming out here. But bam, please stop ignoring the signs. You already know this. This is a repetition of what you already know. This is your call to fulfill your soul mission. All right, you are on divine mission. Trust your path. It's leading toward your purpose. Okay, who the hell wants to live life without a purpose? Not me. Just saying, you guys. Just saying. You're here with Ascended Master presences because you too are, sir, bro, Bob, sis. I'm hearing Patricia. And it's like, it's almost laughable, you guys, because not to be mean or come from for anybody, right? And we've all been there. And this helps to talk about, right? Whether this is your story situation or not. It's like you're like literally like feeling like asked out, like, and there could be some significance to Halloween. This is giving Halloween vibes. Because almost, you know, like the lantern, it's almost kind of like, all right, there's probably a jack-o'-lantern over on the right, and the moon's out and everything. You know, I don't know. It's just giving that. Could be some significance to Halloween or holiday time or the holidays approaching or the seasons changing or cuffing season. You know, it's like you're feeling like all asked out. And the whole time, love abounds. The whole time, divine's waiting for you to get clarity, for you to kind of balance out your ish, for you to walk away from who and whatever all you got to walk away from. Some of them actually have to walk away from a karmic soulmate. All right. Whew. Yeah, because they were supposed to give to you. They were supposed to give to you to get this justice. Or you were supposed to give to collective member. Or vice versa. I feel like I said it the same way twice. Probably a reason for that. Because whoever this is, you know this. Whether guy, girl, what have you. Priestess energy, right? But yet you stay in this. Some of them, they are married. And it's like the marriage is given. Some of them, they know now that they're your twin. And this is what it's giving on the other side of this epiphany energy. Because they know that they didn't honor. I keep wanting to say the code. They didn't honor the code. But I'm trying to say the contract. I'm being guided to Cupid energy now, though. Could be some significance. It says love is in the air when Cupid is around, and embrace what fate has in store for you. You're being called to, this could definitely be a masculine. This is giving twin flame. Look at this. 1111 is a number of some synchronicity, perhaps. But man, if that wasn't it, you got the twin flame card coming out, all right? Cupid is here so that you enter into this marriage. This Four of Wands doesn't have to remain toxic. These feelings don't have to remain in the realm of loneliness. There is recognition here at the soul level on the other side of the spiritual awakening that this person has had, in spite of current energies being like this. They know. And they've been getting signs, or you've been getting signs here. And you're being asked to look within your soul deeply. Be authentic. This could be challenging. Maybe you're not used to doing that. Get used to doing that, though. Because I do see the energy of you being expected to teach others on how to do this as well. I cut right to it. I knew we had this teacher card or this teaching energy. And I cut right to it, you guys. You are master manifestors. You are too big to be running this small. All right. You are too big to be acting like the only choices in life are helpless or hopeless. All right. Ain't no prosperity there. If you feel like that's your choice when you look to the left and or to the right, go down the middle because there's clarity there with that sun energy. There is some high key significance to ancient Egyptian civilization as well as sun god Ra. Sun, excuse me, even in the realm of oracles, is depicted, is illustrated, all right, regarding clarity as well as protection. And you see both of this energy involving the teaching energy. And I already got through the channeling. You guys are here to learn how to do this, learn how to face facts so that you can teach it to others, all right? So that you can teach them that when they believe they succeed, not when they receive they succeed. When they believe, it takes the first second of belief in order to bring in that first $1 billion, because you'd have to believe in the idea that you received firstly. I mean, you don't go through getting the manufacturer, getting all of the parts and the patents in place, and then waiting for it to sell its first gabillion before you go, uh-huh, this is a successful idea, correct? All right. Here's another chakra. So this is the fifth one, the base. All right, you guys, for those that have had sexual energy, or excuse me, I meant to say sexual ties, you might want to cleanse your base or root chakra. All right, for those that understand that you have been, at the hands of ABUSE a time or two, you might want to cleanse your base chakra, your root chakra. You can do that through sound therapy. Hertz frequencies comes to mind, as well as Tibetan bowls or crystal bowls. All right. But whom all ever is connected to this, you're being asked to face your darkest fears. All right. So that eventually you get to the good part where you and this person can come together, where you can reach out as you're being guided to, where you can find balance as you're being guided to. You need to focus to the point where you erase those fears. Change your focus to erase the fears of reaching out, to erase whatever fears there are perhaps attached to finding balance. You guys, finding balance can be quite daunting at the idea. First, you got to be like authentic enough to understand, oh crap, I wasn't even in balance there. Shoot, I thought it was, and it can be a bit of an ego hit. Like, I thought I was doing well. I healed. Last Thursday, I said this instead of that. I could have said this, but I said that, right? Like, and it's like, yeah, but you're still here. So chances are you're still here to make and produce change, because change is inevitable. And also, on top of that, we're tasked with learning and growing our souls whilst here, right? Just like it's not a journey just about riding off into the sunset with anyone or their soulmate or twin flame. It's also simultaneously not just about you getting all of your wishes fulfillment either. There's an agenda here. There's coursework here. There's classes here, you might say, in this earth school, in this earth realm, right? But nonetheless, this is a reward energy looking to come through for you to experience with the spread your wings and healing begins. All right, of self. All right, masculine and feminine energy of self, as well as with you and this person, your person, as well as regarding what all ever dreams you have about yourselves. All right. But this is all looking to come together, not be some sort of like carrot dangling before your cart just because it's funny. But you better get serious about your focus regarding change, all right, regarding fears and regarding, believability. Get clear on what you're willing to believe. The other day, Spirit asked me if, because, I had been doing my own shadow work, and it's like, I have my own questions, you guys. I'm not here saying like I know everything. That's why you don't see me on a soapbox with a microphone. You know what I mean? But I just was asking, and it was like, interestingly enough, it was hours prior. But I'm always talking to the divine anyhow, so I don't mind, and just grateful for whatever reply. But there was this like open-ended question kind of retorted back to me, and it was basically the sentiment of like, do you believe in a God who can but just will not? right? Like referable to what all ever help I'm looking for, or what all ever like good aspects that I believe this life should have to offer, actually coming in for me or not, right? And I really sat with that because I was like, yeah, like if you're really not able to wrap your head around like how this thing works to receive, right? And of course, for those that can't tell, I'm an ex people pleaser. All right, a lot of people hate me right now because I'm just so not that person. I'm not the one. You know what I mean? And I'm grateful to say it, not in the sense of like, oh, I'm a victim, haha, it's great here. I'm not a victim. I'm too busy celebrating that I am the victor because that version of me was trying to kill myself, right? And keep everyone else alive who didn't mean me much well. And if they meant me well, right, it wasn't enough to write home about. So they too were essentially sacrificed as well as my older versions of myself, and I don't mind to talk about it. I'm grateful that I lived so far to tell the tale about it because it was a lot of work. It was a lot of exactly what this person or these people are being asked to face, get clear about your beliefs, your believability, because when you can get clear about your beliefs, you can get clear about the very ways that divine most assuredly will bless you. You know what I'm saying? You can get clear about how you already are blessed. You know what I mean? You know how many people are like going hungry right now? They'd kill for 3 beans right now, but somebody's going, all I have is a can of beans. It's all about perspective, you guys, cultivating gratitude for what you've got now, so that you can get to where you're most assuredly deserving and worthy of going and maintaining once you're there and experiencing. And of course, with the caveat for most of us, maybe not all, but to teach others. All right, each one teach one. That's how this thing works quite often, especially when you talk about things like codes, blueprints, and templating of divinity. Makes sense. But this person is being asked to confront their there could be some aspect to going back to this dark and light, masculine, feminine, yin yang energy, even, right? And we have already spoken about the inner child. I asked you to share your thoughts about Grilly, like if you thought that was pretty cool and fun. You guys maybe have your own ways of integrating your inner child and keeping your inner child present, right? But maybe there is some dark aspect to the inner child here that needs to take a look at. And it could be because you've had wounding during those very formative years, not coming for anyone. It's happened to the best of us. Are you kidding? Right? But there could be somebody's name could be like Damien or Damon here. There could be some significance too. I think that's the omen. And you guys, depending on what all you watch and depending on your believability of what you're like allowing into your eye gate, ear gates, things like that, especially in those formative years, there could really be attachments there. This could be not simply and solely the darker aspect of your inner child nature. It could be, take what resonates here. I'm not trying to word curse anyone, but confront that shit. You know what I mean? And tell it where to go, because you call your energy back to you and keep it with you. And be grateful that it is divinely protected with you. All right. And just in general, you know what I mean? Sometimes I do believe that there are experiences regarding, I'll say it this way, the proposal of an energy and or entity attachments to teach us that we are protected. Chosen ones know, thank goodness, that we don't have to always know how we're protected to always be protected. Could you imagine, right? I mean, we'd take even more hits than we already do. You know what I mean? And then even for those hits, right? Speaking for light workers, just saying, because this whoever's attached to this, especially if you're a masculine energy coming through for this lover situationship, that twin flame, you are most assuredly a light worker of your own right, whether you want to say you're a dark empath or not. Light workers, just, it's a code, man, and I see it here. But we do often have experiences with the proposal of those attachments and or entities or energies, because how would we help another person? You know what I'm saying? And like even the divine will allow for illusion to be our teacher or our guide at times, right? Because how do you get to the blessing of having been tested, tried and true? And to now understand, yeah, no, I freaking trust my intuition. It keeps me alive, right? Not just the ego. Like my intuition, my divine guidance trumps ego. And maybe the older version of you, or older versions, you couldn't say that. You know what I mean? Or maybe you've got to get to whatever this it's giving out damn spot. Whatever this dark spot, the nature of this dark spot is. You need to kind of crack it open and make it make sense, or tell it to leave, whatever makes sense to say here, because it's still a general collective, right? But put forth dedicated effort, get disciplined towards honoring this. I keep wanting to say honoring the code, honoring the contract, honoring the call, rebuilding this relationship to actually start to love again, right? But look at this. There is some aspect to it's almost like, hey, you want to know how to fix yourself? I'm not coming for anyone. I'm just, this is, oof, I don't know. I think this is like also connecting to the inner child is, hey, do you want to play? Hey, do you want to play this game? Do you want to know how to fix yourself? Right? It's giving, just saying. And look how there's like this similar aspect to, maybe there is some masculine energy here who's, maybe you're kind of feeling like you're up there in age and this is your younger self and your inner child, maybe you've had to work through that amount of trauma. It's like from one chapter to the next, to the next, to the next, right? It's like you want to talk about being disciplined, you already are because you still carry that inner strength. You're still here, you're still in your own ways shining. You're just being asked to allow the rest of it confirmation to integrate, okay? So that you can, again, rebuild self, rebuild connection with self, and rebuild this connection with the one that you love so that you can come together, all right? So that your dreams can come true. If you are not an earth placement, you're being guided irregardless. If you are not here for this lover's connection, if you are not a twin flame, irregardless, you're being guided for this self-care Sunday energy to connect with earth energy. Whether this is you going out gallivanting in the forest for a pine cone, or if you're just meditating with a pine cone that you've previously gallivanted in said forest to find, take what resonates. Many of you are also being called to connect just the same with fire. All right, whether you've got fire placements or not, whether you're a guy, girl, what have you, beauty ritual coming through. It's like, okay, you need to make sharper lines on that fade, perhaps, there, sir. Girly pop is your nail polish chipped kind of thing, right? Do what makes you feel good, you guys. I'm not here to tell everybody to paint their nails, whether guy, girl, what have you. All right, because it's kind of giving mixed. I'm personally like thinking I gotta get away from that just because just watching what you put places and stuff. But I digress. I do enjoy a very polished look about the nail on a personal note, just the same. So I don't know, you guys. I don't know. Some of you just need to sing it out, whether in the shower with a brush or not. All right. Singing definitely does help the vibe, right? What I mean by that is you're creating sound and or listening to sound. All right, that will produce a frequency. But be mindful, you guys, if you're already feeling low, don't put on the sad song. Because if you start really feeling low, then that's on you. You did that. You know what I'm saying? You said, I agree to this. Don't be that one. That's coming from your girl here. Your girl used to be, I used to sit on a rocking chair for 29,000 hours day and night in the dark as best as I could, listening to sad song, to sad song, to sad song from one to the next. And I loved it there. It was my comfort zone. I'm telling you, it's not high vibes. Just saying. All right, you guys, don't be that one. And you guys, those crafters out there, you know what's up. Those bakers, those cooks out there, you know what's up. Whatever you can construct and or concoct with your hands, you should be doing at this time. All right. It's also a form of meditation when you're working with your hands. Gosh, even if you're scrubbing and dusting and cleaning, right? Even if you're pushing buttons on that treadmill, right? You're working with your hands, you are in a meditative state, right? You're mowing the lawn perhaps, okay, or pushing the grocery cart. Meditative state. Use that time wisely though. Don't just space out talking about a meditation, right? Like you gotta get what you came here for. And if you're here, and you are, and if you're in existence and you do, you're here to get stuff. Okay, don't just assume that, oh, everybody but you, Rachel, right? Like, no, that's not the case. Okay, and some of you could be finding that you do need a bit more rest, then you've got to honor that too. To not honor your body is not high vibes, you guys, right? So gone are the days where you put the press on just because that's what you used to do, if that makes sense. You're going to have a lot more health and, dare I say, prosperity. All right, health is wealth, to be clear, as well, right? If you just rest it out, there's reasons for the rest. All right, I can't say that from one person to the next it's always the same reasoning behind the rest. rest. But if rest is coming through for you, I need you to stop calling yourselves lazy. I need you to stop ignoring the call to rest and go ahead and get what you came here for. There's a lot of happenings that can occur on the other side of that veil energy, spiritually as well. There's such a thing as spiritual surgery, you guys. Many of you are, you got appointments up there in the cosmos for things, right? And you want them. You don't want to miss out on that, right? So rest it out a bit. Okay, you'll have a better time when you're better rested in whatever environments or realities you find yourselves in on the other side of this rest. So either way, rest it out, you guys. And we are still very much in the throes of the beginning of the month of November when I'm filming this, although this is a timeless message, timeless reading, right? But just saying, clean your space is coming through. And the more that you clean your space, the more you're making way for better energies, lighter, brighter days, right? As well as just keeping abreast of your own organization. And even in the mental health realm, you guys, they often teach that, you can tell a lot how you're doing mentally, or as you might say on the inside, if you can look around your space. And it's like, if you can look around your space and you can't really see your space, that's red flag energy. And you need to, again, do this work. Be honest with yourselves, ask yourselves some of the hard questions, but with love and light, you guys, not in the sense of beating yourselves up. Because if you beat yourself up, you're just delaying the inevitable anyway. And I'd like to say the inevitable is change towards the better. And I'd like to say, irregardless, beating yourself up is just not beneficial. All right. And some of you could be simple enough as just watching a movie, right? And I've been kind of doing that lately. I'm like, you know what, let me just take a break from like devices, and tarot. Let me just enjoy being, and just using other conduits, other outlets, because you guys, things like movies, you can get messages from there as well, but also you can just kind of just relax a bit, depending on what all you're exposing yourself to through that type of content. All right, but make it pleasurable, of course, you guys. And again, if you're already feeling a little low, right, a little heavy, you probably don't want to actually put the tearjerker version of a movie on. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, do something high vibes, or something that takes you out of, your normal everyday experience. Okay, make it make sense, right? Just like anything else, you guys, make it work for you, not against you, right? And you're also being guided here, collective, to connect with crystals. And of course, when that card comes out, irregardless of whether or not it's on a self-care Sunday or not, you guys know I got you, and I checked one of my angel decks. There is some significance to the color blue, you guys, because I was guided to my blue crystal deck here. All right, and these are the cards we're using. All right. So, again, could be some significance to Archangel Michael, could be some significance to a lot of denser, type of energies, or emotions. All right, whether they're yours or not, I'm hearing to say. So be mindful. Just because you feeling it, don't mean you gotta lay claim to it. You know what I'm saying? And it don't gotta stop you. Hold on one second here. One second. All right. So the first of which we had for the crystals deck was Angel 8. And it assists with communication, higher self, and that intuition of yours. Yes, you do have it. Love and Light Violet. Love and Light Melissa. And the card states, I am in touch with the universe. Okay. And when I got this one, Spirit took me back to this connection card. So again, high key significance, and look at the blues, you guys, right? High key significance to simultaneously understanding, please and thank you, that especially for those that resonate with being part of this twin flame mission, you are just as connected to divinity. And I think the significance for that is for those that resonate with, okay, well, when I look to the left or to the right, this connection is not a thing. I don't know if we're still connected. And divine universal energies are saying connection, connected, right? But also connection, connected between you and it meaning divine universal energy, right? Source, creator. Of course, you don't really get to be a freaking twin flame without that. And please don't forget that connection. And please don't forget that connection trumps anything that you might see, feel, hear, or experience, referable to the connection that exists and stands now between you and your twin flame. All right, so take confirmation, you guys. I literally, this is a new one. I do not have this. I'm just like, okay, so thank you, universe, because me too, I would like to have. And I might be mispronouncing this, you guys. I just was today years old when I found out about it. Peter site. Okay. I don't know if I've ever seen it before, or maybe just thought it was, because you guys, it kind of looks like if Dragon Blood and Moss Agate had a baby. Just saying. But it says, I honor my inner truth and power. And that's exactly what this person or these people, this divine masculine, these divine masculines or divine energies, okay, light workers, are being asked to do right now. And this stone does assist with transforming, releasing, and again, that intuitive nature of yours. All right. Now, this one was interesting. I don't know if I've seen this color, but it's called Champagne Tourmaline, and this is assistance with facing issues, as well as stability, okay, and just clearing your energy. And the card states, I address issues and they are easily resolved. So for those that resonate with needing to be the one to reach out, please and thank you, do that. It's going to give you confirmation that love abounds. All right, that your dreams do come true. I don't know if somebody actually like is like scripting, like, okay, when I call them, they're gonna say it's giving just belief, right? Just be grateful that the divine guidance came through, and just believe. You know what I mean? You don't have to script everything out. You don't have to write everything down in a notebook first, okay? I'm not poo-pooing on those ways to manifest, but is it necessary for a connection you already have in all aspects? Not in all aspects. And this is one of those aspects where it's coming through intuitively for me to say that's not the case. You don't have to script out this phone call kind of thing. Just come on in. um, We've got Emerald. So somebody could have a birthday in May here that could be of some significance to this connection. Doesn't have to be the case, but it's talking about healing, hope, and prosperity. And I mean, all of these things are attached to this connection. All of these things have taken a hit for this person as well, that we've seen in the cards, and that could be because of karmic repercussions. It's like, well, if you choose to dishonor the connection, how do you get hardcore evidence that you don't want to miss out on the connection without, should we call them repercussions, or should we just call them like energetic after effects of going against the grain? You know what I mean? But this emerald card states, I focus on prosperity and the universe provides abundance. Exactly. You focus on alignment, the universe provides prosperity and abundance, right? It's a win 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 win. Tanzanite is also coming out for you, collective, those that resonate with this, or cross watcher you, just saying, okay? Spiritual connection, meditation, and awareness. Tanzanite for the win, all right? And the card states, I can access inner wisdom in spiritual realms. So you may need to like have a sit, all right? Obviously, they made cards about it with this be still energy. Be still, whether you got to do it upside down or not, whether you're feminine or masculine or not. Just saying. And angelic communication. Oh, there's that word again, right? Coming in with celestite, divine expression and clarity. Eternal light fills my being. Might be a daily reminder affirmation for you. Okay. Of course it does. You're part of the 144,000. You are on a double mission at least. Okay. You are a light worker. How are you gonna be a light worker? I have no light, right? Like that's not the way that works, right? There's just this like call to just stop denying. It's not working. Now what? Like you can't deny that what you're doing is working, right? And some of you, you're just being asked to chillax out to some music, all right? Allow music and whatever else to assist you with good vibes. Okay, you deserve good vibes. Remember, baseline energy, calm, peace, and serenity. These are things that you can create yourselves, and you've got these tools and these suggestions with which to continue to create, all right, for your environment. And again, love of self, acceptance of self. Now, it's so interesting. I feel like I started this postcard pack a few days back because I'm looking for a love oracle that just maybe just isn't there yet, right? So I have been channeling messages on the backs of these postcards, and I'm nowhere near done, you guys. Forgive me. I've been in the studio, my makeshift studio here, working on prototypes and things, which you guys, if you haven't already linked up to the Etsy and all that, you might want to get that in place. so that when it launches, you're ready. This is a partial prototype. All right, your girl was carving this out last night to get to some. I have a couple more steps here that I don't really want to share just yet. It's super cool and it's so much more than what you've just seen, just referable to that one piece. And there are others that your girl's been working on in the midnight hours and things. All right. So long story short, I did not have the ability yet, but I will, to go through all of these postcards. And still knowing that, Spirit said, shuffle them out, the ones that have been, you know, thoroughly completed, right? And I actually have two postcards for you. The first one does speak of the good vibes, which we were just talking about. So it's giving a nice segue into the card. All right. And it states, it's not always roses and candy and happy fun games, no doubt. But let this be your friendly reminder that you are in charge of your own happiness and peace. Good vibes are created all the time, and you are very capable at producing the peace you seek. It starts with the choice to believe enough to try. Ask yourself to remember the last time you felt alive and without the pressures of the world. Then hold on to that feeling and bring it into your now space. It's as simple as that, yet many people's judgment on this has been clouded by fear. Are you fearing right now? If so, why? Remember who you are and who backs you in spirit and in truth. Why should you fear, right? I mean, worst case scenario, you guys, you come in and you know, you're saying, look, I got real feelings. Okay. I realize who you are now. You know, I realize this is love and you are my twin flame and I've received all this divine guidance and I understand I have a soul mission and you know, I'm here to fulfill my purpose. Okay. And this person says, that's laughable, I reject you. Are you kind of going back to that question? Do you believe in a God? Do you believe in divinity, a goddess, a higher power, or that your higher selves would just be capable as ever and just simply deny you of things like love and protection and things like resiliency? I mean, haven't you already received them to get to the now space? Do you know what I'm saying? Because whoever I'm speaking to, and it's all of us, we've been through a shit ton of shitty shit. Stuff that most people wouldn't have survived out of. Do you know what I'm saying? Even just on the strength of rejection. You know how many times I've been rejected? Even aside from the twin flame thing, been rejected before even asked. Okay? Rejection can hurt and it can be something that you damn sure never want to sign up for, right? I get that. But let's be honest, if we were all rejected 13 minutes from now, there's that number again, we'd still survive. Like, I'm so serious, you guys. And when you can kind of dumb it down to that, you start to kind of get a one up over on some of those emotions, some of those what ifs. It's like, yeah, no, that's true. Like, oh, 13 minutes from now, I'm just another rejection, right? And yet there's still some out there going, yeah, but it's the rejection of this person. Stop placing all of your power into that person. That person, if they love you, wouldn't want you to do that anyways. So it's giving not a win-win. If it's not a win-win, what is it? A loss. You're signing yourself up to lose. Stop it. All right? When you start really kind of working it, like, oh yeah, that's literally just facts. Like, that's just the truth. You can take emotionality out of it. And again, one up it. Emotions, they're meant to serve you, not rule you. Okay? And not every emotion you feel is from you anyhow. So you really got to trust that intuition, you guys, to check. And understand, look, okay, listen. So this was the other card that came out for you guys. And I already was channeling, but here we go. It says, you're going through a lot. Yes. But are the go-to quick fixes helping or hurting? Ask yourself to be honest about what you're facing. Give it a good stare down. Again, the guidance already came through for this, but here we go. Because faking it till you make it won't release you. There's that word again, release. It won't release you from all of this. Facing it is so much better. You'll see. And there's that clarity. There's no way around but going through here to get that clarity. All right. If you're saying, okay, well, I see three options to the left is, giving up on hope. To the right is giving up on, faith or happiness, right? There's that third option though. Go straight down the line. Go towards divinity, where you're being guided to, where the sunshine is. You know what I'm saying? And that was another thing, referable to music, you guys. You Are My Sunshine kept coming through. And Tom Petty, I Won't Back Down. So, there could be some aspect to, like, okay, in order to come in and the love of my life off their feet, I've got to not back down to my family or something like that, or to, people's opinions or judgments. And I get that opposites attract here. This could be a situation where that's the case. It's like somebody from the collective's all witchy woo woo and the other person's all like, I mean, I see it and it's cool and everything, but my family, right? And it's like too damn bad. Like, live your life for you. Does your family ever live its life for you? Usually not the case for chosen ones. I'm just, I can't speak on everybody's family, but just saying, right? Just saying. And for those that are on the other side of things, like wondering, am I delusional? Should this be a thing that I wonder about? Spirit's still saying this is a love worth waiting for. It is a thing. There is passion here. There is the energy of reconciliation here. You're, perhaps in some form of, I don't want to say waiting room, but I mean, I get it, right? Because some of you, your people have to free themselves yet from that toxic lover, that karmic soulmate, all right? But long story short, on the other side of you guys picking up kind of where you left off, but in the most highest vibrational sense and in the most truthful, authentic state of that, because you do deserve love, and so does this person. It's going to be like the gift that keeps on giving. The connection that keeps on giving. All right, so maybe there is some aspect to, like, get ready to receive here, hun, so that this person can come in and give. And maybe this person's got to work on giving a lot more so that they can come in and give. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's this balance here regarding mastering giving versus receiving. So in the meantime, you self-care yourself like none other. All right, because that's what's going to attract this person in, for those that are making sense of being on that side of things. But this connection's coming in, this reconciliation's coming in very soon. But you are still supposed to uphold your end of the bargain here, which is to continue on with that lifestyle of self-love and self-care. Okay, now this person's message, all right, to you is, there's a side of you I haven't seen, and I want to. It's referencing a wild side of yours, okay? They're saying, I want to see you let loose and get wild. Let's have some fun, all right? So this is what they would say to you if they could come in right now, in their most authentic state, all right? So this is really a message from their higher selves currently, okay? They're saying, you're so special. You're truly divine. I've never felt energy like yours before, and I can't get enough, all right? They're obsessed. They need cards about it. So you could, again, not really be seeing or hearing from this individual whole time they're watching you on, like, burner phones from burner accounts, right? Just, obsessed, okay, with whatever you're posting. They're saying, I think I'm obsessed with you. This is what they would admit if they could, right? I think about you all the time, stalk your socials, yep, and hope I run into you when I'm out. So they're looking for you left and to the right, right? Whole time love abounds. It's kind of laughable, not to be rude, but it's like the whole time, like, and there is some notes to be taken from this, even if you can't resonate with this one, because we all have been there, referable to any of our blessings, right? And there are different variabilities of what we deem to be blessings, right? So I'm not going to try to itemize that list, right? But how many times have you just really thought, maybe you didn't get that scholarship, or like you just really thought, maybe so and so doesn't even care to be your friend, let alone your lover, blah 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 blah. The whole time there was like this divine intervention. The whole time in the 11th hour, like, there's that wish fulfillment energy coming in. There's that blessing, right? And it's kind of giving just that sentiment regarding this connection, even though this person is not really there in the full thickness of clarity about that just yet. And I think that's kind of why I want to giggle a little bit, because it's kind of cutie. But this person saying, I've been dreaming about you, and in my dreams we are so in love and so free. I wish I could stay there forever. But that's not the cheat code. You could actually live it out. Why settle for a dream when you can live it, baby, right? saying, you're so smart, your intellect really turns me on, and I really enjoy our conversation. So whatever conversations you've had in the past, or for those that resonate as having recent conversations, same deal. All right, definitely enamored by you, pleased by you, pleases themselves at the thought of you. And for many of them, they're showing out, they're acting like they don't care about what's happened between you and they, but they definitely do. They're just trying to appear unbothered. And they're saying, I'm sorry. I almost wanted to put the so there. Like, I am so sorry. Maybe somebody talks like that. I'm so sorry. I hate how much I've hurt you. Oh, look, it says, I'm so sorry for all the pain I've caused. You didn't deserve any of it. So it starts out, I'm sorry. And then it's, I'm so sorry, right? This person saying, you make me nervous. Even just thinking about you, I get nervous. I'm not sure what to say or how to act around you. So they might not be sure of like how to come in, right? Divine's assisting them with that. But they really need to let the ego like simmer down. Okay, for sure, for sure. All right, if that's you needing to do that, please take heed, because ego, we don't hate ego, but ego imbalance can wreck your life. It can wreck your money. Like, it's just, it's not, it's toxic. Okay, you gotta fix it. All right. So this person's saying, how do I feel? Like, you want to know how I feel? All right, this is them to you, right? I want you. I want us. And I want it forever, right? So, and here's the sitch. Again, going back to how you gotta kind of believe to receive and not receive to believe. This person ghosted your ass, okay? Just left, you know. Maybe you had awareness that they would or not. It's giving the play, honey, right? They're saying, I'm sorry I disappeared. I needed to get away and clear my head. So this was a runner, all right? And still they kind of want to run, right? This time with you, perhaps to Hawaii. It doesn't have to be the case, right? But they're just like, hey, you know, wishing they could get away with you and also from the world, right? So maybe this person's been put through the ringer. Maybe this person has a lot of people's judgments that they normally were succumbing to, that they're thinking on the other side of connecting with you and honoring this connection, this contract, I'm damn sure going to have to get away from them. Go on ahead then. You know what I mean? Like, you're just like the same deal with if you were rejected 13 minutes from now, right? You would still be alive. You would still get through. You would be in alignment. And so those karmic blessings, that flow state really kind of trumps what all ever you've had to leave behind, what all ever you've had to sacrifice, you know, even regarding aspects of former versions of yourself. Let them go, right? This person really does want to spoil you, though, collective. So they're daydreaming about giving gifts, you know, maybe even doing a little bit of shopping. All right, with that marriage energy. Could be a ring. And they're saying, you're my favorite. You're the person I want to call when something good or bad happens. The first thought when I have news to share, you're my person. So there's that epiphany energy, that high priestess energy coming out. All right. But again, though this person's coming in very soon, you're still being reminded, high key, love you first. All right. It's not going to work so well if you try to you know, drop the ball at this and hyper focus on what they're doing and how they're healing, and oh, love and light them, love and light them. Next thing you know, you're neglecting yourself, because then this person energetically has to mirror that, and it's going to come across as more rejection. You don't deserve that. You deserve the love you have to give to you, and you deserve it being received by you. And especially knowing that on the back end, you get that reciprocity from this twin flame. Yeah, no, you want all that. You better just do you right. That's all. All right. So that this person can. All right. Final bell call, you guys. Wow, that was a lot. I got a whole stack, a whole pile of cards, you guys. Phew. And I feel release of that person's energy is like, it's giving this, right? Like, it's like, I'm fine, it's fine, look away. Like, don't look too close, you're going to see them wavy lines, you know what I'm saying? From far away, perhaps it's giving smiley guy, right? But up close, woo-wee, how you do it, how you live, right? All right. So if no one has any questions, all right, no worries. Hopefully somebody got something out of that, and that it made sense for you. That was the intent. All right. If nothing else, you guys remember to action out your lifestyle. Okay. of that of self-love, self-care. You deserve it. And you're capable of giving you you firstly, as you should, right? Like it doesn't make sense to look outside of you to have somebody give you you. And often if you're being honest, you guys, when you're looking for experiences in love, you are looking for aspects of what you give. So it makes more sense once you realize that to just kind of give to you all the more, right? Not in the sense of being narcissistic or even stingy, right? But in the sense of no longer over giving. There's that mastery needed regarding giving as well as receiving, okay? You can't be that one that you're just so ready, willing, and able to give the shirt off of your back repeatedly, and you can't even accept a simple compliment. You can't even accept a simple heartfelt thanks, right? Like, what sense does that make? And what signs or frequency or message is that giving to the universe, right? And you got to know these things, some of the answers to some of these questions, so that you are putting your best foot forward regarding creating, because you're here to co-create with source energy, life force energy, the experience is desire. Makes sense. So gone are the days where, if you look outside of yourselves and you're saying, well, I don't understand, why would God order this for me? Why would, you got to refocus so that you can get to the change. Okay, and I think that also came out. I think we had a card referable to that for some aspect of today's session. Okay. Um, a lot of you, you did um, operate against some of the spiritual laws. Okay, maybe even some of the spiritual truths, and maybe even unknowingly, right? Irregardless, you're being called to remember, to believe, to receive the success, as well as the fact that you are here to co create with source energy. You are here to rebuild your path, some might say. And others, you might understand that you are here to co create and be in assistance to building that new earth energy, the new timeline, the new perspective, the change in focus. All right, the change in mindset. And gone are the days where you are here to fake it to make it. All right. So do whatever assists you to get into those meditative states, you guys, to receive those downloads, um, and to receive that divine guidance that most assuredly is calling out to you and expecting you to find. Okay. So I appreciate those that are still with your girl. Much love and light to you. I don't see anyone in the chat asking any questions. And that's okay. All right. You guys don't always have to have a question. I'm mindful of that. Thank you for those that have and will hit the like. All right. Share the video and triple check at least to make sure you're still subscribed here, especially if you intend to be. All right, just to make sure that everything's still on the up and up regarding that, because I've been seeing, on a personal note, you guys, like, not even referable to my own channel, some instances where I'm like, what do you mean, like, I'm not subscribed to so and so's channel, and like I very much am. So just saying thank you for those that will check that. I appreciate you guys, and much love and light. Happy self-care Sunday. You guys got this. I'm rooting for you. Mwah.